We're just sick and tired of hearing these things because for us, in this moment, what we thought?
Ayuma.
Hey, you need to heal, my sister. Hey, you need to heal.
And it's not too good.
You can edit that out. She reacted.
No, don't edit. That's so funny.
That was silent. Guys, we're back again with the best podcast in Kenya, and today we have a wonderful guest.
The best podcast. You didn't say the name, the best.
Actually, they know, but
We are the
So
best.
let's excited about the guest.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Please introduce yourself, man. So you already know I'm
And say
Zola.
something interesting.
Yes.
By force.
By
Yeah.
fire.
The name is Ayuma. I'm a wakili by day, couch potato by night. That's all.
That's interesting.
I can't disclose everything right now, Mnijoy.
Well, me, you guys already know me. Me nule msee.
Mgani?
Yule jamaa.
Lily even had to do her shoulders like
I'm
this,
like, who say? Yo. Anyway, me, I'm
Yule shadizi.
That Chi, who have you been hanging out with? Oh, Didi. Not Didi, it's Didi. What is Didi? Mtu wewe ni Mkikuyu unaambia mori wako Didi.
Actually, I've never told him that.
What is
He has gotten it
Didi?
from someone else.
It's like in English, I mean, me, I'm Liliesha. Let's go, Zala.
So today the topic is about men are the prize. And you can laugh if you want, but this is the truth, just based on a video that's
By
been
the way,
trending.
notice when she started laughing, the background music became all the single ladies. All the single ladies.
And the video is based on, actually the topic is based on Charlene Ruto being prayed for by Ben Hinn to get a husband.
Ruto, a president of Kenya, wants a husband. She has everything in the world except a husband.
And a wave.
And there's a lady who did a very nice commentary on it. You can remember that lady, she talked about, she was warning ladies. Kwanza Liliesha should have been like this, listening to that lady. Telling ladies, please take care of the men that you have, they're good
Why
men.
would you say Liliesha?
Because you're single.
Because you are laughing right now like an evil laugh.
Because you're single.
Okay.
So, but have you not
Nakuombea baraka.
Naomba sana.
Baraka
Dua.
ndoa.
Omba
You get a
dua.
So let's do this. We have laid out the background of the topic. Now the thing is this, we're going to go into the talking points. And the first one is, men are the prize. What emotion does that statement evoke? I'll start with you. I'll not even go to Lily. I already know.
Ni kama mmekuwa mkiningoja.
Yeah.
Hawa.
You're a lawyer.
That has nothing to do with what you're discussing.
No, you're going to be more fiery.
Lawyers wangabisha ngumu.
Dead.
Repeat the question.
Men are the prize. What emotion do you get when you hear that type of a statement?
I don't know. It's irritating because I've heard it one too many times, and
You don't agree?
of course I don't agree.
I thought you agreed. That's why you're so angry, because you know the truth.
Well, to be
Oh
fair,
God, no.
to be fair, pia kuna watu wajinga wanasemanga there is no God. So
A fool says
some
in-
people will argue and disagree even with empirical truths.
No, my question is like, what is this prize?
What
we
is
are
this
fighting
prize? I keep
for?
asking this man. Any
Ngoja,
prize
wacha kwanza
gani?
we find
Yes.
out what Lily feels about that statement.
Yes.
The same thing I keep saying over and over again. What is this thing you define as a prize? The last time we sat here with Mr. Sid, I told you I'm the prize because just the bare fact that I'm Liliesha, I am a prize. So what is that you guys keep saying? A man is a prize, a woman is a prize. What is this prize? Name the prize tag. What is
In
it?
fact, we'll do this. This is going to be one of the last talking points, but we can define it before we go further.
Please, Kaidri.
Yes, what makes men the prize, and what makes the ladies think? Actually, that now the counter will be: do you think you're the prize as a woman?
No, you answer us.
You
what
answer,
makes the man a
because
prize?
I'm a letter your question kifua.
No,
You
there's no
answer
problem.
it.
No
Red
problem.
chest,
There's no
tell
problem.
us.
You
So
take
have
it
you
out.
ever seen men gathering in church to pray God bless us with wives?
Oh yes,
no.
there was a whole video mpaka pastor aliwaambia simameni niwaombe hamna mabibi.
He forced them.
Well, there's nothing like
Ngoja,
that. He
ngoja,
said
ngoja.
if you don't have a wife stand up, if you didn't want to stand up ungeketi chini. There was no one who
So
forced him.
outside of your village that does not usually happen.
No, I will send you that video. Sid, nikumbushe kutumia hiyo video. Hao wanaume wanapenda kutukalia kwendeni huko.
Outside of your village that does not happen. Nowhere do people say, Niaze, men, let us have a crusade. we must pray for you, lay our hands on you so that you can get wives. Apana.
It's
What
like
the
you don't
pastor
go to
will say,
church.
I do actually, I started.
All these
I
churches.
told you it's called Limuru?
Ile ule mse Pastor T.
Pastor T.
That's now
Yeah.
a big problem already. That's not even a church. That is a content creation center.
My Jesus.
That's the problem. Pastor T.
But
Let's cut. Thank you guys for joining us on this podcast. That's the end, because from here henceforth,
Skiza.
ni takataka tu tunaongea bana.
Skiza, iko hivi, away from the keleles. What you were saying was this.
Sip your water, sir.
If you notice, when you go to church and they tell you, if you're a single man, please stand up. It is not so that we can pray for you. It is so that all the single mothers, all the single ladies who are 40, all of them expired, so they can identify. Sawa, so that they can begin to pray upon you. Sawa, they have someone that they are praying for. When they say that and Zola stands, and there's a woman whose prayer, the prayer, what you want to be prayed for is called what?
You tell us.
Whatever.
Prayer request.
Prayer request is, I want a light-skinned guy who is tall.
With the bald head.
Yeah, she said it, not me. They want them to see in this church, we have that in Zola. Sawa. That is why men get told to stand.
You as in Chimio, so I don't even know.
Now what makes men the prize? Number one, we don't expire. Number two, men are the prize because ultimately say, women want the best of the best among men. Sawa. Wewe hata ungekuwa mbot, you will get a president who will mold you into what he wants. You cannot mold a man into a president. Okay. That is why in the world where whenever there is a first husband, we don't care about him. He's a failure.
Hey, Chim.
So that's what makes men
Umbrella.
Tim, actually, after that something, I think what they have raised a very good question. I think should be men of value at the prize. Because women are always competing for those men. There are taka men out there. Which is...
Okay, I don't speak to the taka men.
But for the people
The
who
way
don't
you
understand...
speak,
It sounds
it's
like
giving taka.
That's because you guys are used to dating taka.
No,
Anytime a man is assertive,
we disagree with you.
Anytime a man is assertive, you guys confuse him with the makanga who pushes you into his matatu.
Bro, first of all, we don't panda matatu. Second of all,
Exactly.
it's because we disagree with you. We're always arguing with you because we don't know what you're talking
You're
about.
talking
We
about.
don't
You guys
identify
disagree
that.
with me because the count of wisdom is foolishness.
Okay.
It must
Zola,
be represented.
So I was saying...
wise
okay,
man, talk to
I was
us.
saying this, men are the prize. Let's just explain that thing. It's men who are of value. Now, men of value can get any woman they want. The reverse is not the same. So when he's making that statement, it's about men of value. That's why you hear eligible bachelors. You don't hear eligible bachelorettes. It's not something.
You don't hear vinyangarika vizimeka kwa beza, the ones we're discussing, the ones that you guys want to keep bringing up.
That's why a guy even who is in his 40s.
So you brought him up just 5 seconds ago.
Who?
Kinyangarika.
Oh, God.
The truth is this value is actually put on by women. Women have something called hypergamy, where they want to date on their level or above the level. You as a lawyer, you cannot date someone who is making less than you.
I don't disagree.
Which is
I disagree
true.
with Zola. I
It's
disagree.
just-
A moment, the question is to me, though.
She's the lawyer, she's Camila,
Relax.
you are Chim.
Guys, calm down.
So-
I disagree with you and I want that to be noted so we can review.
So.
I'm sorry. Carry on.
Or saying,
No. She was speaking, so that's okay.
no.
No, finish.
Yes, so my point was, you want to date someone on your level or above your level. So you people actually, the market speaks. And who's the market? The women. So these men raise up, they become better than most men. And all the women want that man. So they are the prize. So you have to do something to get that prize. That's what you're talking about.
But you see, the thing, I agree with you on the issue of hypergamy.
Okay.
Personally, I don't think, and any woman out there who has her things in order, she's successful, she's financially stable, she's independent, I don't think there'll be that balance if she dates anyone who earns lesser or... You understand? Because that's, when we talk about hypergamy, that's what we are looking for, yeah? We are talking about, yeah? Because women naturally look for men who will provide financially some form of security, whether it's financially or emotionally or whatnot. So you see, as a woman, if I can do that for myself, as a man, the much you're going to give me is sticks.
Period.
Much.
But even a question for you. Let me share.
She's clearly also...
Yeah.
What was it? Abu, tell me.
Oh my Jesus.
No, the
Ask
thing
me.
was,
Yeah.
my point
She
was,
lost herself with my teeth.
Always.
I was explaining
Always
the
cheap.
reason
You
why
know it,
men
huh?
are the prize, and you're looking at these men of value, is that these men are at the top of the, it's called the totem pole. And these men have figured out a place where they can get any woman they want. Because again, women want to date on their level or above. This man can date anyone below. He can even date a waitress. So you as the woman now, you have to provide more value to this man because he can be happy with a waitress, a lawyer, as long as she fits what he wants as a man. So you have to make yourself compete for this person.
So for
That's
him,
what we're
because
saying.
of the finances, resources, whatever, because
Status.
the status,
Yes.
he has
That's
more
what makes
demand.
him valuable.
Because you as
There's
the
more
market,
demand for
you as the market.
So, sorry.
Yes, you can-
Just talk.
So I disagree with you, Zola. Women do not define value, men do. That is why women want the type of man other men want to be and the type of man other women want to be with. Women don't define value. Here's why. No. If a guy has a lot of money, but the people around him regard him as a joke, maybe because he stole his money or whatnot, do you honestly want to tell me that women will be flocking towards him?
Yes.
After
Yes.
all, he satisfies their hypergamy.
Women will
Yes.
That
Yes.
is not
do that.
entirely true, and I'll tell you why. it's
We
not
are the
true.
women, Chim.
You have bought into the gynocentric way of looking at things. It's very, very simple. Say, listen, if you get to a situation where men say we value X, right? What is X? Let's say, pick something, anything, any value. If men decide that they value
Let's say youth.
Cars.
youth,
Yes, let's say youth.
right? Then the high value individual within that setting is going to be who?
The youthful
The
lady.
useful guy.
Yeah.
If men say that they're going to value what? Utility, then the high value person in that situation is going to be who? The person with utility. He becomes a situational alpha. That is who then women begin to veer towards. And that is why you'll find that there are a lot of guys who have money and they have to negotiate interest in their women. So, what women do, however, and this is now where it becomes nuanced. What women do is, yes, they are the market, right? But women are conditioned to appreciate certain things. And that is usually what the overall market, which is defined by men, appreciate.
I get that. My thing was, I was just looking at it from a market economy in terms of the demand and the supply. These men who are of value are few. And the women are all looking for them. Because at the end of the day, I'm not advertising my wares to another man. I'm advertising my wares to the female market. That's why I was looking at it exclusively. I get what you're saying. Because as men, we compete against each other. And we get better as we compete against each other. Iron sharpens iron as man sharpens
Have
man.
you noticed that women tend to clamor to join spaces men create for themselves?
Yeah.
For example, there is Girl Guides internationally and there's Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts came first. And Girl Guides was a sister organization. Why is it then that women decided we don't just want Girl Guides, we want to be able to have female Boy Scouts?
That is,
What?
Yeah.
Female
boys?
scouts.
Yes. Actually, I wish I had you can Google this.
you know, it's actually there.
It's actually true, and they had to open up membership to the Boy Scouts. Literally, in the name is Boy Scouts. They had to open it up to women. Why? Because boys had found something that to them gave them value, and the women they trended there. Look at a game like Warhammer 40k. It was largely a nerd
What
male.
is that?
That's a bad example, I guess.
Yeah,
context.
Star Wars, Star Trek.
Even with Star Wars,
Marvel.
right? Star Wars comics, Marvel, they were largely male endeavors. But because men gave them their value, women tended then and began to demand we also want to be here. And yet the numbers show us, things like Madame Web, who is a Spider-Man origin, the movie that was a Spider-Man origin.
It's a variant of that.
Yeah. It failed. And they were pandering to women. And it failed. It's because women don't want to go for what women are into. They want to go for what men are into. Ergo, my argument that men will define value.
I've understood that. I was just saying, you'll define
Long
value.
route.
Yeah, you'll define value, yes.
Sometimes, I will admit, sometimes I'm long-winded and you have to have Kidogo acumen to follow the stream of thought.
But I think we're agreed on this because instead of going further, we're agreed on it in terms of us showing you why men of value are the prize.
But the one thing that I will agree with Chim, the only one thing is that value is different. Like he said, they could be valuing different things. So value, how do I say this? Like you can't say that this man is of value at women dictate the value. You know, like there are different categories of value, if I could say categories. Because you see, he said there was something of like cars, an example of like utilities or youth or money, or you know, those are different categories of, if I call it categories, I don't know which word to use, but categories of value. So they're actually like different ways to define value based on what I want,
what you need,
what I need. Because my value, maybe I don't need somebody who's young. Probably I do like them old. I like them with money, you know, like there's in value is defined in, I think it's a personal
Ladies
thing.
and gentlemen, we will make a wife of Lilia.
Amen.
We are winning. This is the third episode she has said she agrees with me. We are winning.
There's something I think
I'll say one thing I've agreed.
This is the third time.
There's something I think I've not explained visually. When I said value, women dictate value. There's a phrase that normally goes around where they say, if men could get laid in their hearts, we'll never build skyscrapers. Men do a lot of stuff for women because we are competitive. I want to get a woman in my bedroom. And I know I'll not get this one in my bedroom if I don't have this. If I don't have this. Even, let me give you an example. If a guy is living with is in his mother's home or his father's home.
You're not getting any passe.
Thank you.
Women draw the line at sleeping with a man because he lives in his mother's house, but when he lives with his wife, you would still let him pipe you down raw.
I don't know the type of
raw, no pull out.
Imagine that's the same thing I keep telling Chim. I don't know the women who are usually around
and you assume all women
are like those 5 of you that are around you. Those are the problem.
I don't understand.
Once you change that, we'll make a good husband out of you, Chim.
We looked to the left and we looked to the right, and we saw what was around us.
I'm not your friend. I only sit with you on Friday. Period. That's the only time I meet Chim. Just to put it out there. I don't meet Chim outside here. I just come, we do the work, and I go home.
What was it Chris Don said? I don't know how you can hit from outside the club. You can get in. Let go.
Can we do that thing of subscribe?
Oh yeah, please guys. Actually you can do it.
Like, share and subscribe. Click that button right now, please.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah.
For you, small click. For us, it's big. Tafadhali, help a brother out. Help a sister out. Subscribe. Help a light skin.
Don't say the word.
Just
subscribe.
Next point, Zola. I'm so pumped. There's a point I want to get to.
We've not finished the first.
What was the issue?
Men
are the prize.
Men are the prize. You asked us what emotions it evokes out of us, and we said we're just sick and tired of hearing these things because for us, in this moment, what was what?
Ayuma.
Hey, you need to heal, my sister. Hey, you need to heal.
And is that too good?
You can edit that out. She reacted.
No, don't edit. That's so funny.
That was highway. Anyway, I'm sorry. You were saying?
What was I saying?
It has evoked emotion, as we can see.
Clearly it has evoked
Clearly.
Yeah, as in, right now, speaking as women, we don't have any viable options that would look at men and say, yeah, this is what I want. These are men who I feel like I feel secure in them, nothing. So when you mkipiga kelele mkisema, men are the prize, we don't understand that statement.
And I've tried to explain it
to you. On Sunday, you will find Ayuma right at the front row, being the first one to pray for her.
It can never be me.
As I was trying to explain to you, actually, she has actually explained it in her response. You're looking for men of value.
Yes.
And these men are few and far between. That's why I'm saying they are men are the prize, because these men are not complaining about the women in the market.
What are you saying? Men are always complaining.
No, you're not getting
Pareto principle.
You're not getting
80% of women are going for 20%.
Yeah. Those 20% of those men, the prize,
who have achieved.
They have enough options out there. They're not like, they're not going to the church to pray.
I'll help you out.
I'll make sure I put out the videos here, like
part of the problem is a lot of men wish to define themselves or identify with high value when they are not. And the problem is
that's what I was getting
women
at.
fall in love with what they hear. So if they hear a charlatan, someone who is actually very well versed in putting up a front.
Wakona inaitwa Riz.
Yes.
Women will immediately fall for him. And that's a shortcoming of women. That's why I always advise my sister, involve your uncles and your brothers in your selection of a mate. Because wewe utafail.
Are you talking?
No, but
am I
imagine
the
to that
sister you're talking
extent.
about?
You're my sister.
No, I'm not.
You're-
I told you guys I only meet Chim for work
Oh God.
on Friday and I go. I don't know Chim past here.
You're my sister in podcast.
I don't know Chim past here, guys. Believe me.
My sister in podcast.
She has done that heavily denials. I'm wondering what's going on today. Too many denials.
But to some extent, I actually also agree with Chim that as women, we actually we are
Wait.
swayed easily with what we hear more than actions. So
That's very true.
That
2
is
points
why
for you, Chim,
involve
today.
your father or your uncle or
Or
your brother.
Chim.
Men who,
I know
you
Chim.
see, men
Chim will help
Men
me.
are very good at looking beyond the words. Men look at the action. You'll talk a big game, fine, but who are you beyond that? Yeah.
And Ayuma, just a simple thing before we move to the next topic, which is why do women act like they're the prize? Or why do they think they're the prize?
We're still on that price.
Yes, because we had gone for the men. The thing is this:
Aki soap.
how many
Aki
men? How many men?
Unatupiga kelele.
Our director is making noise for us.
How many men? Ooh.
How many men? Just to make this thing very clear for you, how many men have you met in your life, in where day-to-day life that you can actually date? Out of, let's say, 1,000 men, how many of those guys can you actually date? A percentage.
You've
Imagine-
complicated it. Of the men who have gone God, how many would you date? How many would date you?
Chim.
No, I'm not going to answer that question. I'll answer yours.
Yeah.
Out of you're trying to be smart.
Huh?
No, let's
You're
say
trying
out
to
of
get
the people you
content.
deal in the sphere of influence.
Yes, I've interacted
Yes.
with. And
How
what's
many
not.
of those guys actually match up to what you believe you deserve as a woman, as a percentage?
Imagine actually one.
Thank you. That is my point.
Like ticks all the boxes.
That
Even
is-
me, at this point, I was thinking I was just like
That
one.
is-
And I'm telling you the definition of a high value man in terms of financially, how he carries himself, runs his own business. Yeah.
He's tall.
Please stop describing me.
He's tall. He's tall.
Yes, he's tall.
He's 6'4", 6'5" there. Because she's
We are
very tall. You
almost-
guys
we
can't
are
see.
almost the same height and very healthy, very fit. So
Thank you. So
To
how
see
many?
even that her value is different from my value because
Yeah.
I wouldn't go looking for a 6'5". Me hata ka uko tu sawa.
But I get that. But let me ask you. Think about it like this. How many of those from the people that guy you've seen? How many chicks have you seen wanting that guy?
Hey, including our friends.
No, even before you go that
no,
far.
imagine to that extent. With respect to hypergamy, I was with you. On
That's
that
what I'm saying.
point.
That's when you're
Yes.
asking about price. That is the reason.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine. If
okay,
that's your
now I
definition of
understand.
price,
That is the reason.
Now
sawa.
we are on the same.
That is the reason.
Sawa.
Yes, but
Those
again,
type of men.
The same. Again, also back to Chim's point. So many men they yap a lot about being the prize,
Agreed.
about being of value, but
Agreed.
they have
Hold on.
nothing to show.
You see,
Agreed.
you've just said there's one guy.
Yeah,
Why are you single?
because as much as that guy is someone I identify as someone who is of high value,
He didn't choose you.
not an issue of choosing. I'm just not in a space where I want a relationship with him or any other person. You know, that's a whole other different.
And she's saying that
conversation.
as of
And
now.
he himself is not with someone.
Sorry.
He's not with someone.
He's with someone, but that's not the reason. Oh my god.
No, for
Why-
real.
why-
For
why-
real,
why
for
is
real,
that
for real.
in
You're not getting. You're not getting.
Yeah.
The point is, even without you being there, because that's the only guy you've identified who is already dating.
Yeah.
The guy
Zola.
has someone. He has so
Yes.
many options.
Move on. We've
Listen.
accepted that it's true. If that's your
No,
your
no, you
definition of a prize, we've accepted that. Then men are the prize. If you're
Lily,
defining it
I
that.
see
Thank
what
you.
they're trying to do.
No, it's not trying. It's the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth.
So are you guys now, Lily, because you want to move on? Why do women think
There's
they are the
something
prize?
Chim wants to say.
No, no,
It's
no.
like
Achima atakuandisha message.
Mumeshikwa, you know it.
Mimi tumeagree. That's the thing you're not understanding.
Yeah,
we agree
we've
with you.
agreed with
If
you.
that's the what you're labeling as price,
values.
then that's fine.
Yes, then that's fine.
That's
Sawa.
100% the man is the value.
It's just that not all men are that.
That one we've also agreed.
A man
Yeah,
is a
then
prize.
we are all on the
a
same
man is a
page.
prize because he upgrades. Okay? Period. A man is a prize because he upgrades. If you're dating a king, you become a queen. If you're a queen and you're dating a guy,
You never become a king.
he becomes your son. He becomes a prince.
I even
Man,
agree with
It's
you.
called a prince consort.
A man.
Actually,
Imagine tumeagree na hapo.
Lili- Lili-
To agree for
Hey.
once. To agree.
So
Yeah.
why do women think they're the prize?
Mimi, I don't
Because they're
know.
delusional.
No,
Oh,
they're
God.
delusional. I just feel like He's going to tell me it's a feeling. But I'm always going to say, please refer to every other podcast I have done on the base podcast. I keep saying the prize. But I am the prize, or rather, women are the prize because they have, other than you being just the man of finance and security, this chick will give you the best thing that you'll ever want in your life. That's a child, baby.
I can get that from my house help.
And she's a woman. She's a prize.
Basically any woman.
Is a period. Thank you.
There's no prize there.
What do you mean? Everything has a prize.
A prize is something that
Everything has a prize, honey.
I will say this. I'll break with being the heel. I believe women too can be the prize. Only if she is a virgin.
Agreed.
Only if she was taught by her mother how to be a wife.
Agreed.
Not the bride, but a wife.
Mm-hmm.
And only if she knows to add value to the man's life, whatever that value may be.
Agreed.
Because you need to understand, a man can very, very easily hire a chef if it comes to cooking. A man can very, very easily pay an escort if he needs
service, yeah.
A man can, I'm an old man, a wise man. A man can very, very easily attain everything a woman provides in exchange of money, transactionally, up to and including paying a surrogate. But the one thing that a woman who is truly the prize brings is peace of mind. I believe we are better together.
Agreed.
Imagine a woman can do the same thing. I can buy everything you've mentioned.
Exactly.
I can buy the same from a man. If I want this thing, there are also escorts who are men.
You can also get a surrogate.
I can get a surrogate. I can get a chef who's a man.
If I don't want to rarua my
period.
I'll just get someone
surrogate
else.
is gender. It only refers to, like in this context, it only refers to women.
In terms of
I can also tell another woman to carry my child.
You can do that. Even Kim. I think it's Kim
It's
Kardashian did
Kim
that for the last
doing
one.
it, yeah.
We can do everything else you can do with that money.
That's
so
why
I don't
circling
understand.
back to the issue of virginity, which that thing that they just irritates
That is
me.
just some
What
nonsense.
is this value that you always put in virginity?
It's actually a big thing, and actually it's a
Don't
first.
see
Give me that thing of about
1800s
Islam and all
or
those
something.
things.
No.
It's Jew back in the day.
Actually, their studies have shown the moment a woman has more than one partner, the risk of divorce increases. I don't know by how many. More than 2 partners, it goes, I think, by 3 times. I can't remember the chart. We'll put the chart. I'll send you the chart. But the more bodies that a woman has, the likelier you are able to actually predict
But we also
divorce.
talk about virginity. Why is virginity?
That's what I'm saying. So you can if you want.
Virginity is important because of paternity. What is it called?
You want to be sure about paternity.
Yes.
You want to be sure about
paternity insecurity. Is it called paternity insecurity? I forget the term, but basically, it was enshrined because back in the day there was no paternity test.
Yeah.
So I had to ensure that the child I'm going to take care of is my seed. Si ati umeenda umeniletea seed ya makanga unasema ni yangu. Ati because makanga is black and me I'm black. Makanga alikuwa mfupi, me I'm actually tall.
Then it makes sense. During those times when they didn't have DNA,
Now I was giving you.
what is it called? It's a DNA test. Those days when they didn't have DNA test, it made
happened-
sense to value virginity
it happened-
then, with respect to
It happened even long before we had developed civilization to the point where it is ingrained in our hind mind. Okay, in our reptilian brain,
For you
men know to value. Yeah, women don't value. Women in fact look down on a man if he does not have experience.
In fact, and that's what I was saying, for the modern day and age, you can actually predict if you will get divorced. It's a very high
That's
predictor
also very true. Yeah,
for divorce. If a
high
woman
body
has,
count.
yeah.
then I guess all of us are going to be divorced.
You ruin the ability to pair bond.
And
it
also,
affects
I
men
think-
and women differently. It affects men and women.
I was going to ask, have they done the same research for men?
Yes.
It affects men as well, but it's not as severe as it would with women.
Women, yeah.
Yeah.
I really need, honestly, you people, they usually say here, please put them up.
We'll put up those stats.
I will remind
Yeah, I
you
also
in the
want to
group.
say
I'll be
that
there.
it's
You need
actually
to make
very
hizo stats
interesting.
bwana, because mimi naonanga mnatubebanga fili
And even if
idiots.
we go with those stats, then all of us are going to be
We
divorced.
just let's be friends
Actually,
then, all of
let's
us.
just be
It's
better.
why
And just-
divorce is one of the reasons why divorce is really, really high is because of the sexual revolution movement. women got to a point where they ruin their pair bonding
Ability.
or they continue to ruin their pair bonding ability. By the time you've had, and it's very, very simple. It's very difficult for a woman who has had 3, 4, 5 lovers to be satisfied with one guy. Because I've had, Rick gave me ABC, Brayo could do 1, 2, 3, Steve akakujana XYZ.
Aren't we factoring in the issue of the chemistry you have with this person?
Yeah, sex with people ruins your chemistry. You also need to understand something. There is a term called human chimerism. Is
Yeah,
it human?
it's chimerism. It's
Which is
chimerism.
basically a woman tends to store her different partners' DNA
In her brain.
in her brain.
Okay, that one I know.
Okay.
Yes.
So
This is facts. This
these
is
are
science.
things
You are
that
in a
change.
tap
If
bali.
it changes your brain, fucking around changes your brain chemistry. Let that sink in.
When you hear soul ties, it's not a joke.
Let that sink
But
in.
even men have soul ties.
Africans and religious people started talking about their soul ties, started talking about it in all these convoluted ways. But it's simply to explain a higher level of science, I guess, scientific theory, which is what? Human chimerism.
Every man you've slept with, and if you have not used protection, most likely has left DNA in you. Yeah, get shocked about that. That's science.
That one is true.
Are you
But I
shocked?
don't think it interferes
I'm
with
not
anything
really sure.
about
It's
my
just that
value.
I wish
It
that
affects your brain chemistry, but it doesn't.
I don't think it
It
also
actually
affects my
affects
brain
you.
chemistry.
It actually affects you and how you think.
By brain chemistry, you mean like the way he's saying ati utaanza kucompare huyu na ule na ule
Yes,
hivyo.
it actually happens.
Even you will compare. You'll say, hey, manze, Lily used to write it more than Jerry
Actually, can I
because
be honest
Jerry
with you?
is so lazy. Kazi yake
Zola.
ni
This is now
kifo
where
ya
Zola and I,
mende.
this is
Sijui
now where
oh.
Zola and I usually differ, because Zola believes that even for a man, Zola, you speak for yourself.
Listen, here's the thing. I believe a man is also affected, but women are much more affected. And here's the difference.
Because
I was even telling,
emotional.
before we did the show, I was talking to the other guys, I was telling them, when women have experience, they tend to become less giving. When men when men gain experience, especially from a breakup, they have to look at themselves and say, how did I mess up? When it's women, they normally attribute the fault to the man most times. That's why you'll hear, Jimmy about this term, no BJs until relationships. That's something that happens when chicks are in their late 20s. They don't do it in their early 20s. Why does that happen? They have had bad experiences, even late 20s and above. They do that because they attribute doing that thing for that man to why they got broken up with. They have not tied this man down because they did it before they got into a relationship. It's like a man saying, my former girlfriends, I took them to Dubai, but now I'm not taking any chick to Dubai. I'll take you to...
I used to pay my ex's rent, but we're stuck with it.
Yes. That's what women normally
Until
do.
marriage.
When they have experience like and bad experiences, they tend to give up
I used
less.
to pick up my babe in my car. Lakini wewe
Yes.
panda matatu.
But isn't that just
No,
natural?
men don't
No.
do that.
Oh,
Men don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
wait. Giving
That's
less
one I
in
don't
terms
know.
of
What you gave
Okay,
you,
so scars are a mark of experience in both men and women. Experience is a good thing in men, not so much in women. Why? Because men tend to learn from the experience and move in a way that, basically they'll maneuver in a way that makes them
what did I do to cause this?
wiser, because it's
Yes.
self-reflection,
Yes.
it's accountability that men take. With women, it's always, my ex was the problem.
It's emotional.
Which
And
is
then
true.
it
A man is
becomes-
always the
Hold on,
problem.
hold on.
The man is
hold on,
always the
hold on,
problem.
guys, hold on, guys. A man was not speaking. It gets
The
to a
problem.
point where it gets to a point where
The
for
problem.
most people, for most women, now they pass on their past trauma onto their next guy. That is when
Yes.
you begin to see
Yes.
women giving you masharti. Women start to tell you, Niaje, for me, I don't do this or this.
Yes.
It's because for her, what
Yes.
informs what
Listen.
she's saying is, my ex, I did this for my ex, and I ended up
This
hurt.
way. Yeah.
Right?
You know what it sounds like?
Okay.
You've been dealing with women who are emotionally immature. I don't understand where you're coming up with these things that women do this and men have time to self-reflect. Women are the ones who blame their ex and do this. If you have trauma from any sort of relationship, your natural response is to step back, whether you're a man
Heal.
or a woman. I don't know why it's women this.
Actually, I
men
have a good answer for Ayuma. A good answer to Shika. When your man, you've had your breakups in the past, how did you speak with your girlfriends? What was the conversation? Did it go something
Men are
like,
trash.
Tell me what you did.
Wait, a moment.
Tell me what you did that earned the breakup of all your past breakups.
And the breakup and doesn't.
what was
Why-
your
what
What
the
was your
reason
role
why you
in the
break up?
breakups?
To answer your question and the question at the same time, anyone who goes through a breakup, but I'll speak as a woman. I don't even know it's a woman thing. It's supposed to be a human thing. But as a woman, when you go through a breakup, there are those 5. It's usually 5 steps of what? Where there's
Acceptance.
Of grief.
your grief.
Yeah.
You there's blaming. You're angry. You what until the point where you accept that okay, this has happened and what. It's a very natural response. So for me, yes, I went through the whole phase. I was like, yeah, this man is a narcissist. Killer kitty kind of check. It's this, is that. But eventually got to a point where you sober up and you start self-reflecting. You get to that point where now Chin is praising it so much for men, where you're able to self-reflect. And you say, okay, we were both in this relationship. And if something went wrong in the relationship, I must have played a role in it.
Those are a lot of
You
words not
understand?
to answer the question. Those were a
But
lot of
I've
words.
answered
You
the
have not
question.
answered. I asked you a very specific question. Very, very simple, basic one. What are the roles you played in each breakup?
Okay, I mean,
Am I
we're not
supposed to
going to
itemize
say
all of that?
Yeah.
Okay, even before
Surely.
before you go there.
So
my
there's
question
zero
is-
accountability.
No,
Oh,
She
I've
has
just
actually
explained.
said that she sat down and said I was
my
also
God.
a problem.
Actually,
I'm also a problem, but I don't have to give you the
She doesn't want to
details.
give- go
of
the
Yeah, I
nitty-gritty.
don't have to
what
say
happened.
I was not giving BJs. That's why it ended.
Okay, can I give Ajum an answer? You're asking why is it men and versus women in essence?
Yeah.
When you broke up, did your girlfriends tell you what part did you have to play? Was there any conversation like that? It was, we are sorry for you, that man was not the best for you, blah blah blah. Was it like that?
Where what other women held me accountable?
Yes. No. Were they telling you, by the way, Ajuma, you then caused this or this?
It's a humor, babes.
Ayuma,
Yeah.
did you do this? You do this? You get me?
Yes, I get it.
Were they telling you anything like it was a comfort zone?
It was a comfort zone.
That's my point. If I break up with a chick, my brother they will tell me, Zola, this is what you did, this is where you messed up. He might agree she messed up here, but he'll tell me, here you messed up, here you messed up, here you messed
Also,
up.
just now to take it to a slightly higher plane, you ask why is it not a human thing? While on the surface of it, it's a human thing. You're female or male. We experience the life and the world through different perspectives. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. The first thing, as a man, it is very easy for me to take accountability and tell you I cheated here. It's very easy for me to take accountability and say I was selfish here. Notice, men rarely will
To
ever
the
get
woman
to say,
or to your friends? You'll tell the
I'm
woman I
answering the same
cheated
question I
here.
asked Ayuma.
You'll tell the
I am
woman I
answering.
cheated
Hold
here.
on, guys. Let's try and keep pace. I am answering the same question. I put forth a question to Ayuma that I am answering and showing it is very easy for a man to take accountability. For a man to say, I messed up here and here is how I messed up. Because men, as in life is so brutal to a man, you have to take accountability. There is no fucking around when it comes to being a man. There is no fucking around because the world goes round, comes back and realizes you've not learned your lesson and hits you twice as hard this time.
It hits women the same way.
No.
No, because you have not taken accountability. I did not ask for a specific for you to tell me I cheated on Steve-O or this and this happened with Jemo. No, it was very, very simple. Can you name the vices in you, within you, inherent to you, that led you to a point where you are where you are today?
And she
it brought
said
you here
yes.
because it was inevitable.
And I said
your
I did.
answer was,
She said
You
she
wanted
did.
me
You
to give
did.
you the details.
Bro, there's
then
zero
you-
accountability.
No, actually,
Let's
wait.
proceed.
You guys, she answered, but she does not want to give
To
the
give the
nitty-gritty.
Yeah,
But
and which
I
I'm not
answered
going
the
to do that
Yeah, she
here.
don't want to be personal about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That
I
one I get.
answered the question.
And just to back up what he said about the way men and women are treated based on,
Differently.
yes,
Yeah.
Tinder swindler. Those chicks were conned. Who was comforted? The women. When-
Because they were the victims.
wait, you're not getting. Wait, when men are done for Tuma Fair and they are conned, I mean they're comforted.
They are comforted with Shomile Unabongo. Everyone says that Georgia Manikulado. People are told that. We won't laugh.
She knows that.
We won't laugh on the like.
It impresses me that you can lie with just a straight face.
No.
Yeah, you can lie. You can lie
To
with
be
such a
honest,
straight
yeah, to
face.
my fair.
Guys are laughed at.
It was-
Guys, when
But
guys.
kutuma afya kwani
Let me
kukoni
tell you,
mtu.
yes, it's calling someone. It's calling someone. The thing is this: as men, the world will laugh at you. There's no comfort for men.
Okay.
So you have to become
that extent.
very brutal with yourself, so you don't be laughed at by the world. So your friends have to be brutal with you.
Is that what they said?
What
Okay, I agree.
for women, you comfort each other, and many times,
I'm realizing
No, we gas
sometimes
each other up.
yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm
But
realizing
in different
true.
when you
friendships,
Yes.
may
deal, when you
feel like
deal
my
with
friends
women,
don't do
you
that.
need to sugar the truth because you've said exactly.
No, remember, you're now going.
No,
deep.
he's not
Okay,
shouting
Chin,
at us.
Chin,
He's
but
telling us
now-
that
I didn't
you're
hear.
shouting. You fuck. I'm gonna come off your hey, bana. Any drama.
But you know, Chin, it's your delivery because when Zola says it with gentleness
Yeah, and cuteness.
and cuteness,
Oh my God.
Period.
but ukishaanza kurusha kofia, but
Hey,
you're
bana.
basically saying the same thing. But now I agree with what you're
Zola
both
is
saying.
saying.
Yeah.
Zola, there's something I needed to say
Okay.
before we carry
Chin,
to
you
the
say
next
agree
point.
with
Yes. And today
There's
we will do all
something-
our
No,
points
I think
clearly.
the difference here is
a
I hold
woman
up the
is
mirror.
speaking. A woman
I
of
actually
value
hold up the
is
mirror, which
speaking.
is
A woman of
when I
value
hold
is
up the mirror, it's
speaking.
actually
A woman of value is speaking.
Ukipewa macho, osho.
yeah. So when I hold up the mirror, it can be a bit.
Zola, control the podcast. Zola is not fair.
Yes, speak, Lily. Speak, Lily. Speak.
I do respect it.
Speak.
So I was saying, there's something Chin said that even you said the same thing, that if a woman has gone through something, she'll come and project it and say like, I will not do this and this because
Most times.
and you
Most
call it
times.
that
Yeah.
trauma. I don't
Yes.
think that's trauma. I think that's a lesson. It's being wise because you know, if Chim was bad and he did 1, 2, 3, I don't want to experience the same thing, so I'm going to not do that or accept that in my next relationship.
You know what a lesson
Why
is?
isn't that a lesson?
A lesson is for you to learn to choose better.
Basi, si niwe choose better.
Brightfield's law is if you've chosen better, then why are you punishing that guy for the sins of the past? You've chosen better, meaning he's a better man. Why are you punishing the better man for the sins of the lesser man?
How am I punishing him?
Can I say something? I in the event you go through something traumatic as a woman and you get into
this is
a
the cult of trauma.
relationship,
This is the cult of trauma.
a moment,
Let her
then
finish,
you
let her
get
finish,
then
yeah.
you get into a relationship
Yeah.
and your partner feels like you're punishing him because of your ex's deeds. In that moment, to be honest,
Leave.
you as a woman, you need to understand that you're not also ready to be in that relationship.
Agreed.
You understand? You still have things you have to sort out because now you're using your current partner as a punching bag.
Agreed. And that's
So take a step back, sort yourself out. Then when you're ready to get back into the dating scene, when everything has been aligned, there's no beef, there's no resentment, there's no nini.
The message.
And part of it, Chin, is again self-accountability.
Period.
Yeah?
That you
Then
failed to take. The thing is this: if you're a man, the lesson is very, very simple. If you're a man, the lesson is work hard enough to put yourself in a level where you don't have to tolerate nonsense. You don't have to tolerate your woman telling you, well, like you were saying, BJs are for
marriage.
or-
Yeah.
BJs
Put
are-
yourself in a
The
situation
chicks who
where
say that.
Hey, I'm those ones. I am those galleys. I
put
will not
yourself
give
in
you
a
until you
situation
say,
where
will you marry me?
she knows what she denies you, you can very easily be given by
anyone.
hotter.
Guess
As a
what?
man, do
Us
the
too.
work. As a man, do the work. So that's usually just the message. That's the moral of this. Subscribe,
Well,
like,
actually, you know,
share,
yeah.
comment, please, guys.
To answer your question that is coming there, you see what she said, that you have to sit back, think about what you've done, accountability, and all those things. That's the reason why because there's a question they're going to ask us, why are we single? That is why we're single now.
Now.
Okay.
Because we have to align ourselves and say, I did this, he did this, I don't want this, I need to heal from this, I need to make sure if Chin says something like,
Get down on your knees.
yeah, I don't feel like this guy, he's talking like that other guy, I need to completely heal. And that's the reason why we're single now.
And that's actually a very good reason why you shouldn't be fucking around. Why? Because you're meeting those guys who keep putting
Yes.
cuts on your psyche,
Scarring
and
you.
then you bring that nonsense to me.
I am not fucking around.
I actually agree with you. For me, being single, and if you can be single for different reasons.
Yeah.
You can be single because you want to, test out the waters. You see which fish is in which pond. You get? And there's the single where you're intentionally single because you literally really want to heal.
And be
And
a
if
better
you're
person.
doing the latter, also you have to practice, what is that thing again? Celibacy.
We are agreed on that because many chicks are dancing around and saying I'm single, but they are jumping on different or whatever. I'll
But
not say.
maybe their single is different.
But
They're single
unajua
because they want to
No,
explore
they're saying they're
identities.
healing
Oh,
by
okay,
that.
no, that's a different type of healing. But
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not healing. Baby, you're lying to yourself. That's not healing.
that's
But you could just be doing it just to quench a thirst. It's not anything emotional, not anything.
They don't say you're healing because you mess
You're
yourself up.
healing, but you see, as in I could be healing from the traumas of maybe an abusive
That's not
man
healing.
or what, and then if I'm ovulating and I'm
but
horny, what do I do?
Why are
I
we even
ask-
rewriting biology? Is even just what we know. We are rewriting facts of life that when a woman sleeps with a guy, she forms a bond is formed. Well,
Even though you don't have any emotional
Why-
I don't
attachment.
think that thing works anymore because
Which bond is
they're
this?
we have just
honestly-
spoken about
Bond.
human chimerism.
It's okay. That okay. So if it's the
Let me ask you guys,
See.
you guys have emotions.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you deal a lot with emotions.
Yes.
You think you can actually sleep with someone physically
Yes.
Yeah.
and does not affect
Yes.
you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually,
When you're emotionally
Zola, when a woman,
unavailable.
Yeah,
when
but
a
you're
woman
sexually
sleeps, when a woman sleeps
available.
around, when a woman sleeps around a lot, it's usually a very huge red flag that signifies damage. This is a damaged woman.
Even when a
If
man
a-
sleeps with
if
a lot of
yeah,
women, it signifies damage.
You
A
need to
lot of
understand.
damage.
You need to understand another thing, Zola. We live in a world where what was it Sigmund Freud described it as? Penile envy. We live in a world where there's so much penile envy that is empowered by feminism, where women think whatever a guy can do, I can do.
Yes.
No?
You get it?
Even though we are different.
Even when it's detrimental to their psyche.
Yes.
Have you ever said
There's a
anything like that?
reason you're talking about.
Have you ever said that what a man can do, a woman can do?
When you're about
Have
sleeping
you ever
around,
said
what are we
that?
discussing?
To be honest, yeah. See, there's some things men can do that
Thank you for
women
being
can
honest.
also
Oh, me,
do.
I don't
Yes,
say
there are
this.
some
There
things, but not
men
everything.
Yeah,
can't
but not
do.
everything, which is true.
But the fact
Like
is,
sleeping around.
even
Sleeping around causes so much damage to women.
It's
so
also
does it to
unbelievable
men.
damage to
Guys,
men.
guys, even I agree it also causes damage to men. But wait. The differences are stuck. They are stuck. And the reason for that is men have a way, we don't form dopamine bonds the way women do. When we sleep around, before a man actually gets invested in a woman, it takes a lot of sleeping that same woman to get
that's
invested.
true.
Many chicks don't have that. And what happens, you guys don't realize, when you keep on sleeping with men, different men, you short the system. You short that system where you actually have a pair bonding. It's a hormone. I can't remember what it's called. There's dopamine and the other one starts with
Yes.
Serotonin.
Serotonin.
I don't know if it's serotonin,
I
but
don't think it's
not serotonin. It's another one. It's a.
Well,
it's
let's
called,
not go into
it's
naming
called,
these hormones.
It's
Come
called
on,
the,
for
yeah,
sure.
it's called the pair bonding hormone,
bonding hormone,
for
yeah.
women. So when you sleep around with different men, what happens over time is that hormone is messed. Even that's what happens with porn.
And when it's messed, what happens?
You can't form long-term relationships.
I don't agree.
Of course.
Okay, but
there.
also I don't agree because I've not slept with many men, so I can't agree. But they are possible. You need to.
So we are arguing with science
Experience also.
using anecdotes.
Yeah, because I don't know. I honestly
Okay,
I don't know.
the science is there
Yeah,
in
if the
general.
science is there, that's fine.
Wait, you
that's
said
research,
if you
but I
sleep
don't know.
around so much
Different men,
with different men,
it messes up your pair bonding.
your
What?
ability to
Pair
Bond with a guy.
And that pair-
emotionally.
Yes. The reason for that, why that is important, is you can't have a long-term relationship if you don't bond with the man you're with. But when you sleep around, every man you meet becomes a potential, as in you don't see them as a potential mate.
But can we just, sorry to cut you off, but can we just say for women who are promiscuous and they sleep around with a lot of men, yes, I think we can all agree that as much as many people might frown upon it, wakisema, oh, it's sexual liberation and whatnot, at the end of the day, I always say that if a woman goes around is very promiscuous, there's something. Lacking.
That's why he said it's
She's not, they don't just say that.
A moment.
She's damaged.
Damaged.
Damage.
You know, they
It's a
say
big
wisdom
word.
moves at the speed of light.
Damage is too crass.
Yeah, that's a bit-
just
it's
my
a big
issue.
word.
It's a
Wisdom moves at the speed of light.
Right, shish. So there's something emotionally or something with their psyche, there's just something going on.
It's
with
not
her.
damaged.
It's not damaged per se, but I feel like they use sex as a
It's a crutch.
defense mechanism. As if
It's a crutch. It's a crutch.
Exactly.
But even men do
naturally-
You want to
Same.
know that's
A
damage?
moment,
One
a
of the
moment.
signs of are you
Chim.
guys familiar with rape trauma
Chim,
syndrome?
relax. Point.
Let me actually
being made.
teach. Let me teach.
Made. And most of the time, women who are promiscuous, and it's coming from a point of lack, yeah, or it's some sort of
Damage.
what have you called mechanism?
The pair
Coping.
bonding.
It's a
Yeah,
coping
yes,
mechanism.
Yes.
It's coming also from a point of emotional unavailability.
Due to
If
damage.
you're emotional unavailable, whether it's you or Lily or me or Zola, you you lack the capacity to form
Bonds.
genuine
Yes.
connections with people.
But it starts somewhere.
And it's not a damage because most of us, in fact, all of us, we have problems forming genuine connections with people.
Are we
you're
rewriting?
not
Are we
even
rewriting the meaning of words now? We are rewriting the website.
You're damage, Jacob.
Look up the word damage. Director, please. You like over here the word. What are we doing? We are now rewriting the Queen's English.
No, you know when you say damage,
hold on. I let you speak. Let me learn.
Damage is such a big
I
word.
have with that word.
I let you speak. Let me learn. The thing is this. There is something called rape trauma syndrome, and it's usually a byproduct of when a woman has been abused. And one of the chief hallmarks is promiscuity.
Yes.
It is damage. Someone has affected this woman and it hurt her, and it has damaged her to the point where she's incapable of pair bonding, number one. Number two, also the promiscuity is a way to take back what they feel is power that they lost.
That is one.
That is damage.
That is one.
And I always tell men, it's just one, but it's a major example to show why it's damage. I always tell men, you are not a rehabilitation center for broken women.
And
women, you're not a rehabilitation center for broken men. You are not Barbara the Builder.
Wisdom is always silent. Folly is loud. As I was saying, when
That
I tell
should be to you
people,
too.
when I'm being foolish, I'm usually loud. That's how I know. That's how I can identify with the
whole
noise you get.
45 minutes you've been foolish.
As I was saying, ultimately, I'm not saying that a woman who's abused, it's her fault. No. That's a criminal who caused her damage. But it is not your job to rebuild her. Because you lack the capacity to do so.
True.
Move on. If a woman is promiscuous, it is not your job to try and analyze and understand why. Move on. Wachana na yeye. Gonga.
Gula. I knew you'd say that. I didn't say Gula wende. I knew you'd say that.
Guys, we have to
Tafuna kama
finish.
miwa. Na uteme.
We have
Na
to finish.
usonge.
So,
not finished.
We have to finish. You're still recording.
We don't have to finish like all the points. Like,
No, not finish the points. I'm just
What has Bakid?
a conclusion. Just does marriage complete a woman or a man? And the second one is, we just want to just finish that one. And what should women do to make them worthy of the price of a high value man? Because as we explained,
What should women?
What should a woman
do to make them worthy of the high value man? You want that man.
I think.
So you can answer both of them.
I think we've talked about that uko mwanzo when we're talking about being the prize and everything.
But what will a woman do?
Because he said, when I said I'm the prize of being a woman, he actually explained and said I could get, and then he went further and explained.
So you guys don't have anything for the ladies? You're okay? From your part, as in what a woman can do?
Part.
I mean, for me, when you pose a question like that, what a woman can do,
Yeah, just
I
be
feel
a
like
woman.
I just have to perform so that I can.
That's what you asked.
Like it's
Okay,
about performance.
ask those two
You
questions.
perform
We
to keep your
can
job.
Yes.
You perform to keep
I'm
a
not going to
client.
perform to keep a man, babes. That is a
That
lie.
is the problem. That is.
we can have those two questions
That's
together.
what I'm
then.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Those two
Sawa.
questions. Number one, what should a woman do to get a high value man?
Well,
Number
she's
two,
answered.
and there's actually answer. Number two, is marriage necessary for men and women?
Marriage is.
Does it complete a man, a woman, or a man?
Personally, I don't
No,
think marriage
doesn't complete.
It's a preference, really. To some people, maybe based on how they were raised, how they view life, whatever, marriage is a big deal for them. But for me personally, I don't think marriage should necessarily complete someone. If it works, sour. If it doesn't,
Do you think it's a milestone?
I think it's honestly in as much as
it's not. Yeah,
it's not a milestone. I know it's going to be chaotic, but I thought about it when you put up those points, and I said I feel personally that marriage actually completes a man and a woman in different, because whether we like it or not, like we were saying before, I choose to be single. I've chosen to be single now. I don't want to be single for the rest of my life. In fact, I hate it. I want to be in a relationship. I want to be married. I want to have children. And you
It's not a
feel
contradiction. Earlier she said
you
it.
live, you feel very complete, whether we like it or not. When you sit down and you're in a marriage, you feel complete. You feel like I've achieved the finance. Okay, this is Leisha speaking. You've achieved the financial part. You've achieved the, even if I'm going to the gym, the weight goal I've achieved. And then the last part is I've gotten the man that I want, and we're in a family and we're married and I have it all. I personally feel like it completes. We usually say, I choose to be single, I want to be single, no, just to
To assuage yourself.
yeah.
You make
And then if that marriage fails,
you
you'll
make
also now
your
try
necessity
again.
a virtue.
Yeah.
You make
Imagine
your
you keep
necessity a
trying
virtue.
until you complete.
Imagine, Lily, on this one, I agree with you completely. And for me, as a Christian, God put us together. We are complementary. So he said, it's not good Adam is alone. That a woman adds value to a man's life and a man adds value to a woman's life.
Period.
We are complementary. So I think it's a completion. Ayuma, you're the only one who does not believe that. Chim, what do you think?
Chim, of course. Chim is about this business.
But Chim is completed by 3 women. It's the king, the champion, the conqueror, the lion.
For once, Lily has spoken about me and done justice. For once. So yeah, I believe we are better together. I keep saying that, better together. But first, you have to be the best version of you that there possibly can
Agreed.
be. Ubermensch. However, I do believe for women more so than men, marriage completes them. For women more so than men.
It's true. I agree with Chim on that.
I'm a woman.
Ayuma, I'm surprised.
No. Just like from a logical point, what he's saying actually, it makes sense. It completes. Marriage is more. It's more meaningful to women than it is to men.
But children are more. But you guys.
But only in a country where marriage is not, like, you're not incentivized to break marriage, like if you're in the West.
Yeah.
If you're in the West, no need. Guys.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Like.
We're done.
This is one of those chaotic endings. It's a done deal. It's a wrap.